Hello, folks. Welcome back from KZN. This is Chris. Gwede Mantashe, at his speech yesterday, said a few things. Beyond what he's already said, he also said that South Africa is a free country. It's a sovereign country. It will not be a province of the United States. We will defend our sovereignty. Well, good for you, Gwede. By the way, do you really think the United States wants all of South Africa's troubles? Your collapsing infrastructure, your broken education system, your rampant violence, all the challenges that South Africa faces? Do you really think that's something America wants to take on right now? I don't know where people get the idea that the United States wants South Africa. We don't want South Africa. You're a sovereign country, a sovereign people. Do as you please. And this nonsense, this continual poke the bear, undermine U.S.-South African diplomatic relations is counterproductive. Maybe it's time for some of these officials to just, I don't know, get themselves a retirement facility somewhere in the south coast of South Africa, something like that. But Gwede Mantashe seems convinced that playing to a domestic audience to look like the big, strong, powerful guy in the face of American aggression, which is non-existent, somehow wins him votes and wins him support. Talking tough. If I were president of South Africa for just 3 hours, I would send black people to Oranje to build there. Well, you'd be breaking the law, but whatever. Rule of law, what's that? Anyway, so, talking tough for a domestic audience is really one thing, but when you continue to mention the United States and denigrate the United States and make silly comments about the United States, it's not working in your favor. I don't understand what's so complicated about this. At some point, you do have to ask the question, is it simply intentional? Is the intent to harm relations with the United States? Because that's what things like this do. I mean, it's not a major irritant. Trump is not going to lose his mind. He's not going to put an economic embargo on South Africa because of the comments of Gwede Mantashe or Fikile Mbalula, who's been pretty quiet lately, or anyone else for that matter. But the bottom line is this: why would you intentionally say things like this unless you want headaches and trouble? It doesn't make any sense, folks. But then I feel like I'm in cloud cuckoo land. So many things just don't make sense that are happening in South Africa on a daily basis. Why are the police not adequately resourced? Why are they not properly vetted? Why are criminals not punished? Why are gangsters and gangs and criminal syndicates allowed to operate with near impunity in many industries like construction and the taxi industry? Why is money constantly disappearing? Why are educational standards lowered to such an abysmal level, 30% in 3 subjects and 40% in your first language to pass the matric? Why, oh why, oh why? Why did South Africa take so many actions contrary to the interests of the United States and ignore the United States for so long when there was a clear signal coming from Washington under Democrats and under Republicans, but primarily under Democrats, that America was not satisfied with the actions the South African government was taking? Why? Are people this stupid? Are they this incompetent? Are they this blind? Do they live in that big a bubble? Or is this the desire? Is this what people want? Do people want to abolish $20 billion of annual trade between the United States and South Africa? Do they want to end $500 million in foreign assistance every year? Well, that's gone for now anyway, at least with Trump. Do they want an antagonist relationship with the world's most powerful country? Why would you want that? What do you blame America for? You've got a short-term memory. You seem to have forgotten that it was America. Sorry, there's a plane flying overhead. You seem to have forgotten that it was America. Are they looking for me? Right over my head. Maybe they're looking for me. I mean, you're only paranoid, right? But not if they're looking for you. Seriously. But I mean, you seem to have forgotten the United States played the major role in the end of apartheid. Ultimately, it was a national party that caved and surrendered and gave up, seeing the demographics ahead of them and also the immorality of what was going on. But none of that would have been possible had it not been for the United States bankrupting the Soviet Union and ending the Cold War. It wouldn't have happened, at least not in that time frame. And if it wasn't for Congress overriding President Reagan's veto, sanctions wouldn't have come into place. And that also had a big impact on what was happening with the National Party. But the ANC is completely tone deaf to history and completely ignorant of history. And they seem to have a complete misread or misunderstanding of what's happening in America. And I don't understand why. It's not that complicated. And there are people that know what's going on in America. Maybe you should listen to them. Just saying. Anyway, folks, it's a little bit puzzling, a bit frustrating to see the likes of Gwede Mantashe, the minerals minister. Why is he constantly talking about America? Dude, unless you're talking about selling minerals to America or you're looking for American investment in the mining industry, why are you talking about America? Let the foreign minister talk about that, Ronnie Lamola. Let the president talk about that, or leaders of political parties. You should focus on minerals and why the mines are in such an abysmal state in South Africa, why gold is so difficult to mine in South Africa, why the sector is such a mess. Be Well, anyway, so you can figure that out on your own there, Gwede. But the bottom line here, ladies and gentlemen, is that this is, again, another own goal. But this one I don't think will be noticed by the government of the United States. But Gwede Mantashe up there boasting about South Africa, we are a sovereign state, we will not be a province of the United States. Well, here's a little hint. We don't have provinces. I think you're thinking of Canada. Maybe you want to go to Canada. We don't have provinces, we have states. You will not be a state in the United States. We're not interested in it. All right, thanks a lot, Gwede. Take care. Folks, what say you? It's a little puzzling what's going on, is it not? Cheers from KZN.